Hi guys, how's it going? Mark O'Hare here, back for We Love Betting to talk Football League ahead of the weekend. Decent week last week, hoping to follow it up. I've got a bet in each division from the EFL, starting with the early kickoff, the televised kickoff in the Championship on Saturday. Fulham against QPR, West London derby on Sky Sports. My boys going to Craven Cottage. I'm not holding out too much hope because Fulham absolutely flying at the moment. They boosted their promotion bid with a stoppage time winner at Preston last Saturday. That extended their unbeaten run to 15 games, 12 of which were wins. Alexander Mitrovic giving that sort of cutting edge to the team, which they've lacked for a lot of the season. His second consecutive brace. They've now won 10 of the last 12. Mitrovic has scored 7 and 5. He's notched a goal in each of those, including 4 first goals. He'll be a decent angle for a first goal scorer again this weekend. Ikanovic's team are up into 4th, still 8 points adrift of Cardiff in the automatic promotion places, but they still believe they can clinch second spot, and I certainly wouldn't want to rule them out the way they're playing at the moment. Even Dennis Adoy has slotted into centre half and performed really well, keeping Thomas Kalash out of the team as well. If you look at 2018, they've won the most games, collected the most points, scored the most goals, conceded the fewest as well in this calendar year. Really impressive stuff. They've only won 4 of their first 16 this season, but since November's international break, it's 15 wins, 4 draws and 2 defeats. 9 successive wins at Craven Cottage, 7 of which came with clean sheets. 7 of the last 9 when welcoming the bottom half have also ended in victory too. If we're looking at expected goals in the data, well, they're comfortably above the 70% mark for expected goals ratio across the last 8 and 16 games. So, you know, they really are performing really well, but so does the data says that too. And I think they're a fair price for any 8-13 mark to beat QPR this weekend. But I'm going to chuck in over 1.5 goals and make that selection a bit more pretty or handsome at 4-5 with Betfair. Only 6 of the combined 36 home and away games between the two teams this season have featured fewer than 2 goals. Just a word on Rangers, really. Obviously clinched back-to-back league victories for only the 3rd time this season, with that victory away at Aston Villa on Tuesday night. Only the 3rd away win of the season. Quite an impressive tactical performance from a QPR team. Defensively organised, bit of a threat on the counter-attack, took our opportunities, but I think it was more to do with Aston Villa's subdued performance than anything major from our side of things. We have lost 7 of our last 11 away, travelled to 9 of the top 10 already, beaten on 8 of those occasions before obviously winning at Aston Villa in midweek, scored just 2 in 7 away at the top 10 before that trip to Aston Villa. If you look at our away record in London derbies, 19 defeats in 23, pretty damning. Moving on to League One, Oxford v Peterborough, that's the one that catches my eye. Posh sacked Grant McCann, only won 8 of 29 following their first 4 victories of the season. Darren McAntony clearly getting pretty bored with the sideways style of possession. Never really had any impetus to the team, despite their sort of plenty of individual quality throughout the Posh team. I think the chairman just got a bit bored with things. But 3 games later, Posh have 9 points better off, 2 of which came under Steve Evans, the new coach, including 1-0 away win at Bury in midweek. Steve Evans, complete opposite really, is Grant McCann. He's outspoken, he's controversial, no nonsense. He's organised and diligent on the training paddock as well. He'll play a much more direct, fast and aggressive, exciting style of football. Probably the more football we've come accustomed to Peterborough traditionally under McAntony over the last sort of 5 years or so. Marcus Maddison and Jack Marriott, of course, the 2 stars, linking up to produce that winner at Bury in midweek. They are getting results despite playing really that well, but there's a lot more kind of robust nature to the team now under Evans, and I think they look a good thing on Saturday. Unbeaten in 7, yet to lose away in 2018, just 4 defeats away from home all season. They're 3rd in terms of expected goals ratio over the last 8 games, and I think they look a great draw no bet selection at 5-6 with Bet Victor. Just a word on Oxford really. They're nearly 2 months now without a manager. The chairman's come out and said they've got a guy lined up with the wow factor, but he won't be appointed until next week. That means Derek Fazackerley is still in charge this weekend. Things just aren't going very well on the pitch. They're now just 4 points above the relegation zone. They've lost 5 of 7 in all competitions since Pep Clotet's sacking. They weren't great in a pretty dour game at Wimbledon last weekend. The stats are definitely against them as well. 20th in terms of XG ratio over the last 8 and 22nd in terms of XG ratio over the last 16. Taken just 4 points from the last 8 against top half teams. Winless in 8 when hosting the top 10 this term, and they have the worst home defence as well. So I fancy Posh to get something this weekend. Obviously you've got the draw on side if back in the draw no bet selection. Finally, Lincoln against Grimsby. I think Lincoln are a great bet at 3-4 with Betfair to win this match. It's the early kick-off in League Two. No bad blood, no love lost between these two. Bit of rivals, big rivalry between the two. Grimsby bringing quite a few to Sinsel Bank. Extra police have been drafted in for this game too. And obviously plenty to play for at both ends of the table. It's been a memorable few seasons for Lincoln. Of course, with the FA Cup run last year, promotion. They're now chasing back-to-back promotions. They're going to Wembley as well with the Football League Trophy run. But their league progress did suffer because of that run. But they're back on track. 3-1 win at Chesterfield last weekend. 2 goals from set pieces. But they'll be glad of the full week's rest. They've had quite a hectic run of fixtures in 2018. And I think the rest this week will do them good. Of course, if you look at the team news, their captain Luke Waterfall, he's suspended. Sean Raggett was sold in January as well. 2 centre halves who are excellent performers. But Scott Wharton came in and has been outstanding. Michael Bostwick is probably a League One player now playing in League Two. He'll slot back into centre half as well, so I have no real concerns there. They've got a 50% home win ratio already this season. If you delve a little deeper, actually, Lincoln have won 8, drawn 4 and lost just 1 when hosting teams below them. They've won 10, drawn 3 and lost just 1 against teams in 16th and below, home and away. And if you look in terms of expected goals, Lincoln are around the 58% mark in terms of ratio over the last 16 games. That's the 3rd best in the division. And they're coming up against a Grimsby team who are rock bottom in the same metric. They're posting around a 30% mark over the last 8 games. And if you look back to 16 games as well, same sort of run. Pretty rank record that. Now under Michael Jolly's stewardship, his first match was a 1-1 draw against fellow strugglers Port Vale last weekend. Grimsby were very poor, needed a last gasp winner. Their goalkeeper James McKeown was man of the match, put in an inspired display. They got quite a few injuries as well, and remains to be seen how many of those return on Saturday. They're winless since the 9th of December, which is a 16-game run, 11 of which were defeats. Failed to score in 10 of those, just 6 points above the bottom 2 now. Scored just 2 goals in the last 7. Scored just 31 all season, which is the lowest. A minus 23 goal difference. They've lost 10 of 18 away, lost 6 of 8 away at the top half. 1-2, drawn 4, lost 13 against the top half, home and away. Lost 10 of 15 away to teams above them. I think it's very easy to find this sort of pro-Lincoln angle, and I think the Imps are a decent bet, 3-4 to beat Grimsby. So Lincoln 3-4 to beat Grimsby on Saturday. Another early kick-off, 1 p.m. I like Peterborough draw no bet at 5-6 with a bet Victor away at Oxford, and Fulham to beat QPR with over 1.5 goals at 4-5 with Betfair. Best of luck.